Hi guys, Dazzie here with another episode of my 1 week later reports. This is episode 2, and this time I am going to be discussing books that appeared on our shelves for the 21st of November 2018. Now, I skipped the 14th because it wasn't a big week. Most books can still be found for cover or around cover, both online and in your LCSs. So what about the books that happened on the 21st? Well, DC Books this past week, there were no winners at all. Most of all can be found still for cover at your local retailers or online. Marvel Books. This book, Spider-Man, Enter the Spider-Verse animation. Now, this book eluded me. I don't recall seeing this one in my LCS. This is the book we're discussing, guys. The variant has been somewhat successful. It's selling well, but not as much overall. It's selling well, but not as much over retail prices of around the $10 range. And on average, with a few reaching the $15 peak price. Still not a bad pickup though. The retro cover is cool. Perhaps this one will catch even more heat after the animated movie debuts in December. The video game map weight variant, which is this book. The video game variant, that's from Matt Waite, was also a cool cover, and that ended up being an average $30 book. But with some retailers listing the 1 in 25 at the $25 range, there's not much profit unless you find it for cover price. Good luck with that. Now this book here, a solo Star Wars adaptation, number 2. This is a Paccio variant. Again, my LCS don't get in the incentives. Wish they did, but they don't, so I don't get a chance at many of these books. And that saw quite a bit of success for those who got it cheap enough. Reaching as high as $38, with most sold listings in the $25 to $33 range. It's not a bad flip, but not as successful as some of the previous Ghost variants for these Star Wars adaptation books. Also, independent titles, because for me, the indie books are the ones that have been hitting home hard this last month or so. The first indie book from last week is not surprising, but I don't see it holding value for too long. Now I picked up the regular A cover, Sukaban Turbo. I've read it, it's not a bad read. It's about girl gangs in the streets of Brooklyn in the 1970s. Okay, now it's the B variant. This is the B variant, which is a 1 in 10. Again, didn't have the chance of this. I hope you guys did, and I hope you grabbed it because it's doing okay. All right. Now, the usual the 1 in 10 variant, the retailer is usually priced around the $10 range. Saw some early success, and it's peaked around the $24 mark. But that was with free shipping. All right, a few more sales around the $20 mark, and then this quickly became a $12 book on average. If you can find it for cover, you could certainly double your money, but like I say, don't spend a lot on it. But it might be worth stashing a copy or two, okay? The next book was expected to bring in some fire, as it was selling out online prior with some great pre-sales, and that was this one, Middle West Issue 1, a new book from Image and Scotty Young. Okay. It's a pretty good read. The artwork is fantastic. I might go back for the second issue on that one. Now it's the higher ratio variant, which is this one, the 1 in 20. This book is going down nicely. If you find this for cover, you're laughing, guys. You really are. Midwest issue 1. I know I've seen a couple on the whole videos in the community. Like I say, the higher ratio variant was going for around the $30 range to start with, and actually peaked at about $105 for one sale, which is just mind-blowing. There's been a ton of others in the $60 to $87 range. Most have settled in between $40 and $55. Like I say, it's not a bad little profit there if you're grabbing it for the $30 price that it basically came out for at the start. The last book, and the book of the week for sure, has to be Conspiracy Illuminati, issue 1 from Zenoscope. I wasn't a big fan of the read, I've got to be honest, but it's this cover that's selling it, isn't it? Now this was reaching as high as $35, with sales settling around the $20 range. Like I say, this was probably the winner of the week if you're going by initial retail to secondary market price percentage. Now this is the cover B, and that was the winner. But cover A, which is this one, now I've seen the copy in my LCS, so I might go back and grab this. Cover A is also doing pretty well, and it saw peak sales at around the $15 mark. If you can find them, buy them. If you're a flipper, flip them while they're hot. I'm not a flipper. I still think they're going to hold some value, but obviously they're going to come down. Once the hype dies off, they are going to drop. So that's my update, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope more than that, I hope some of you had the books. So the winners for me this week, I would go with this one in bronze, which is Superman Turbo, the 1 in 10. I would go with Middle West, the 1 in 20, a silver. And the book of the week, gold medal, Conspiracy, the Illuminati from Zenoscope. Okay, guys? That's Daz over and out. Stay tuned, there's more of these coming. I'd like to thank comicsheatingup.net for showing me a lot of this information, which I'm more than happy to pass on to you guys. Bye for now.